Welcome to day 3 of the 7-day challenge on how to become a robust, emotionally intelligent leader. I'm so excited to be back with you today, and I know you are going to love this session. On day 1, the key concept we covered was that developing as excellent leaders is a continual battle between instinct and conscious behavior. We also discovered that by understanding and becoming more emotionally intelligent as leaders, we can win the battle against instinct through managing our emotions. We also provided you with a link for you to test your understanding of leadership versus management. I hope you went through it. On day 2, the key concept we covered was why self-awareness is one of the key building blocks to helping our development as leaders. We discovered some important facet of the latest research in neuroscience and understood how it could be used to raise our awareness, learn more effectively, and behave more appropriately, and hence be higher performers as individuals and better leaders. Today, we will delve a little more to increase our self-awareness from the context of how we feel as leaders while leading in this extreme VUCA world. The importance of neuroscience is that it provides us with the information to enable us to improve our personal performance and leadership skills. Self-awareness has always been an important tenet of great leadership and is the first rung on the ladder of the journey. It seems clear that the need for it has increased rapidly as modern leaders look to better engage with the people around them, maximize that potential that they have, as well as the output of those they are responsible for. Fear is the most important and destructive emotion for a leader to understand. In today's world, fear is what stops us wanting to change. We fear what we might have to let go of, who we might become, what others will think about us, and how we will be judged or criticized. It is the main emotion that stops us wanting to change ourselves or stick to our principle. I simply love this quote. Fear will prevent us from setting any intent that is likely to take us out of our comfort zone. The second most important negative emotion, which most of us experience as leaders frequently, is anger, which can range from little annoyances to major events. How we manage our anger can seriously impact on our own performance, but most importantly, as a leader, our anger can have a major impact on the performance of the people around us. One of the most common strategies we use to manage emotion is to try to hide them or ignore them. It does not work. While you may feel you are controlling your emotion, it will be impacting your behavior or your mood, and people will notice, and most likely they will imagine it is because of them, and that will distract them from their work, their engagement, and their productivity. It is vital that we acknowledge our emotions, understand them, and even embrace them. Then we can treat them as a friend and ally and use the information they provide in a positive way to determine our behaviors. To achieve this, we need to be emotionally intelligent. The action that you need to take is reflect on how you normally manage your emotion and what areas need improving. See you tomorrow, where we'll understand the various emotional intelligent leadership styles and how do they impact the climate of the organization, ranging from very positive to usually very negative. This is truly exciting and cutting edge knowledge, which will support you in improving your leadership.